Hey guys, today I'd like to add some value to your lives by talking about some tips for intermittent fasting. If you don't know what intermittent fasting is, it's a period of time in which you fast for the majority of the day and allow yourself an 8-hour period in which you can eat. You can choose at which point of the day in which you want to eat, but many tend to wait until after lunch to start eating. So that's going to be my first tip. Don't eat anything until 4 to 6 hours after waking up. You can go even further if you have the capability to persist through longer periods of time while fasted. My second tip is that you need to prepare yourself by not eating anything 2 hours before bed. So 6 hours after you wake up and 2 hours before bed, try to not eat anything. My third tip is that you need to drink a lot of water. You need to also measure how much water you're drinking. You should try to drink at least 64 ounces of water a day, which seems like a very large amount of water, but after measuring it, it's actually not too bad. Also, the first meal that you eat, you should make sure that you don't overdo it, or else your stomach might start hurting, especially if it contains a lot of carbohydrates, non-fibers to be more specific, because your insulin levels will spike. Now, during the morning fasting periods, you need to try to find something that'll keep you busy, something that you can work on to try to get your mind off of food. This is something that one might struggle with in the beginning, but eventually you'll get used to it and won't be having to deal with many sensations of hunger. If you can, you should drink water the first thing as soon as you wake up. Drinking a glass of water will push off the sensation of hunger. It'll fill your stomach with liquid and it'll fool your brain into thinking that you're not hungry. Then 2 or 3 hours later, you can move on to the unsweetened black coffee. It is important for it to not have any sweetener in it or creamer because it'll break the fast. The whole idea behind fasting is for you to use your stored energy, either your stored glycogen or fat. You can also drink sparkling water or carbonated water. Probably one of the biggest tips that I can give you for intermittent fasting if you're trying to reduce your morning hunger is that you need to go into it with a positive mindset. If you go into thinking it's probably not going to work, then you're actually going to have psychological influences that are going to make it much harder for you. So you need to go into it with an open mindset. Intermittent fasting is a lot easier than what most people believe. And the last tip I'm going to give you is that you should test it out for yourself. Don't believe anyone else's reviews, because everybody is different. You should try it for at least 2 months before giving up on it in order to fully experience it and see its influences on your body. I can guarantee you if it works for 2 months, it'll work for a year. You should also measure your results in order to properly figure out whether it's good for you or not. Many people burn a lot of fat and actually lower their body fat percentage through intermittent fasting, which is why it's a great type of diet when you're in a cutting season for bodybuilders, while also giving you a feeling of satisfaction in terms of hunger in comparison to other forms of diet. I also recommend that you should see your doctor if you take medicine in the morning that requires food, because this method might not be good for you, and if you have any other serious health concerns that restrict your eating habits. The main point here is if you have any serious health conditions, you should talk to your doctor first. Anyway, I hope these intermittent fasting tips helped you, and I hope you learned something. I hope I added value into your lives, and if I did, please subscribe. We greatly appreciate your support, and don't forget to leave a like, because I will be putting out a lot more great content just like this in the near future. If you have any case studies or anecdotes about fasting, try to leave it in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching. See you next time.